30 years old. Ever since I was little, people around me have always called me serious. Thanks to that, I managed to graduate from a fairly prestigious university, but I had absolutely no dating experience. That all changed when I was in my third year of college. I got my first boyfriend. His name was John. One day during a lecture, my professor praised me, saying, "Phoebe's reports are always exceptionally well written." After the class, John came up to me and started talking to me for the first time. Since I had never been in a relationship before, I had no idea what to do on dates or how I was supposed to act. I was so nervous. I used to call my younger sister Paige over to my apartment all the time for advice. "Hey, what kind of clothes do people normally wear on dates?" "Your usual style is fine, Phoebe, but this is so refreshing. It's always me asking for your advice, but now the roles are reversed." True. "I swear, you have some kind of sixth sense. Remember when you told me, 'I can feel it, I can feel it. If you start working at a ramen shop, you'll meet someone you can call your lifelong master.' Then I actually did." Yeah, for some reason I had some kind of sixth sense ever since I was little, so my family and friends often come to me for advice. But when it comes to my own life, I can never see things clearly. So when I got my first boyfriend, John, I was constantly panicking, second-guessing myself, and freaking out over every little thing. But honestly, that was all part of the fun. Actually, I'd always dreamed of starting my own business one day. When I told John about it, he said, "Then I'll be a stay-at-home husband and support CEO Phoebe." He was already talking about marriage. That made me so happy. But unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. After graduating from university, I got a job at a large company. While working full-time, I spent my free time studying and preparing for my future business. I was busy, but I was excited about my goals. Then in my second year as a working adult, the company I worked for suddenly went bankrupt. I had to move into a 60-year-old apartment with cheap rent and take on multiple part-time jobs just to get by. I lived frugally, saving every penny while trying to fund my business. One day, when John came over to visit, I made him dinner. "Thanks for waiting. Here's some pasta with lots of bean sprouts. Enjoy!" I placed the plate in front of him with a smile, but he just frowned.
Hey, are you sure your business plans are really going okay? I mean, you were such a top student in college, and now you're living in this rundown apartment.
"I'm sorry. I know I'm just a part-timer right now, but I'm saving up and working hard to make it happen."
Seriously? Bean sprouts? This is so depressing. Even my parents' shabby little produce shop spends more money on food than this.
From that point on, John grew colder and colder toward me. I knew he hated words like cheap and poor, so it was obvious that my frugal lifestyle disgusted him. Looking back, I should have broken up with him right then and there, but with so little relationship experience, I was completely blinded by love. I kept telling myself, once I start my business and succeed, John will change his attitude toward me. I truly believed it. After spending a few years as a part-timer, I finally saved up enough money to start my business. I quit my jobs, and when I told John that I was about to take the leap, he said, "Go for it, I'm cheering you on." His words were kind, just like before. But then, at the worst possible timing, both of my parents were in an accident. Thankfully, they survived, but they needed expensive surgeries, so I gave them a portion of my savings to cover the remaining costs. When I told John about it and explained that I'd have to delay my business plans a little longer, his reaction was unexpected.
What? Are you kidding me?
Huh? Why are you getting so mad?
I'll just say it straight. I wanted to marry a rich woman, get out of my family's rundown greengrocer, and live a good life.
What?
You were a top student in college, so I figured your business would be a success. My plan was to marry up and turn my life around, and yet you keep making me wait. I'm done.
Wait, John, just calm down.
I don't need you anymore. We're done.
What? Hold on, what are you saying?
You're worthless to me if you're not rich. You have no value as a woman.
That's awful.
Honestly, you're gloomy as hell, both in looks and personality. You're nothing but a useless woman.
With that, John stormed out. I collapsed to the floor and cried for hours. No matter how many days passed, I couldn't forget the cruel things he had said. I ended up shutting myself in my apartment, completely unable to function. Paige came over, cooked meals for me, and even cleaned my place, but I couldn't bring myself to eat. Then one day, the intercom rang. When I looked at the door camera, I saw Paige, and next to her was a man who looked oddly familiar. He was holding a huge pot filled with ingredients. Wait, who is that? Oh, I remember now. That's Ben from college, the guy who used to hand out homemade ramen to everyone. He was such a quirky guy. I never forgot him. When I opened the door, Phoebe, this is my master from my part-time job.
Wait a second, you're Phoebe, right? We went to the same college. I remember you because the professors always praised your reports.
Huh? My sister Phoebe? You and my master went to the same college?
Yup. All right, we're coming in.
Wait, hold on. Why is Ben here?
I'm here to make ramen, of course. Oh, and this pork, it's my special recipe. How do I make it? That's a secret. Trade secret, you know.
No, I wasn't asking.
Oh, you want to know the secret to the perfect noodle texture? That's classified too.
No, I didn't ask that either.
Huh? Oh, you're wondering what I use for the broth. Sorry, that's top secret as well. No can do.
I wasn't asking anything.
Oh, you finally laughed.
Oh. Sorry for barging in like this, Phoebe. When I told my master that my sister hasn't been doing well lately, he insisted, ramen is the cure. I'm making your sister some ramen, and wouldn't take no for an answer. I couldn't exactly turn him away, so I let Ben use my kitchen to make ramen, but then I took a bite. What is this? It's delicious. Right? I was so blown away by this flavor that I just had to become his apprentice. But, my master had said he used to go around handing out ramen to everyone at college. Phoebe, you never had his ramen before? No, until my second year, I wasn't really good at talking to people at school. I got a little better in my third year, but John told me never to eat Ben's ramen. Now that I think about it, why was that?
Huh? Wait, John? You mean the greengrocer's son? No way! Phoebe, you were dating that guy? He was seriously hated by other guys, you know. He even tried to throw my ramen in the trash once. I barely managed to stop him.
That's awful.
Yeah, it pissed me off, but more importantly, I'm gonna make the best ramen ever! I will become the Ramen King!
After that, Paige started bringing Ben over to my place more often, and he would cook ramen for me. Little by little, I started feeling like myself again. There was no point in staying stuck in the past forever. Just like Ben had a dream, I had one too. I wanted to start my own business, so I got back to work saving up the money I needed to make it happen. As I kept myself busy, John slowly became just another part of my past. Before I knew it, time flew by and I turned 30. At work, I was handed a wedding invitation by Sasha, the executive director of the company we do business with. When I looked at the names on it, I was stunned. The bride was, of course, Sasha, but the groom was none other than John. Sasha's company, Panic Collection Trading, is a massive corporation. On top of that, she's the company president's daughter, exactly the kind of woman John, who had always wanted to marry into wealth, would go for. I debated whether to attend the wedding after learning John was the groom, but since all my other colleagues were going, being the only one to decline would be incredibly awkward. So reluctantly, I decided to attend. On the day of the wedding, as I stepped into the venue, I immediately spotted John at the reception, greeting guests. Sasha, meanwhile, was standing a little further away, chatting with some of her employees from Panic Collection Trading. Feeling awkward about facing John, I waited in line at the reception while chatting with the company's vice president, who was standing behind me. Then, when it was finally my turn, John looked up and saw me.
Huh? You, Phoebe?
Yeah, it's been a while. I know Sasha through work.
Wait, what the hell are you doing here? What?
Huh?
You actually got invited? A broke nobody like you? How the hell did Sasha end up associating with trash like you? Get lost. This isn't a place for someone like you. Sasha is the executive director of Panic Collection Trading, one of the biggest companies out there. Ah!
This guy hasn't changed at all. Utterly exasperated, I could only let out a long sigh, my expression filling with nothing but sheer exhaustion. Wow, John, you really did it now, huh? I was actually laughing on the inside. As expected, John kept running his mouth. With that same smug grin, he sneered.
Don't ever come near me again, and stay the hell away from Sasha, too.
Then suddenly the bride, Sasha, came running over to us. President Phoebe, oh, thank you so much for coming today.
Huh? President?
John's face twisted in shock as he turned to Sasha. With a sweet smile, I said, Congratulations on your wedding, Sasha. Let me introduce you, John. This is President Phoebe, the CEO of one of our business partners at Panic Collection Trading. Remember that company I told you about? The one making waves in the internet advertising industry?
Well, wait, you mean that company? The one projected to hit $1.35 billion in revenue next year?
With a bright smile, I looked at John and said, John, I look forward to working with you. His face immediately turned pale. He must have started recalling all the insults he had just thrown at me, realizing what a huge mistake he had made. Too late for regrets now. By the way, John, what exactly did you mean by what you said to me earlier?
Gah!
Huh? You know, when you asked me, what nerve do you have showing up here?
What?
And let's not forget, how did a broke nobody like you even get invited? That was quite the statement, wasn't it?
Wait, hold on.
John, did you really say that?
No, I didn't say anything like that.
But before he could even finish, the vice president of Panic Collection Trading, who had been standing behind me, cut him off with a sharp voice. It's true, executive director. What? President Phoebe, I deeply, sincerely apologize. Sasha and the vice president bowed deeply in front of me.
But I had no idea that Phoebe turned out to be such an important person.
What the hell are you even saying? Apologize to Phoebe right now. How dare you say such awful things? With that, she forcefully placed a hand on John's head and pushed him down, making him bow to me.
Ow! That hurts!
Well, even if you apologize now, it seems like you've made it very clear that you don't want me here, John. He did tell me to leave, after all, and he also told me to stay away from you. So now I'll need to reconsider how my company handles its business relationship with Panic Collection Trading. Well then, I'll take my leave for today. As I was about to leave, the vice president stopped me. Hey, you! What are you going to do with it? Sasha shouted at John, tears welling up in her eyes.
No, it's not like that. I didn't know.
Didn't know? Even if you didn't know who Phoebe was, there is no excuse for insulting someone who came here to celebrate our wedding. I am leaving. I can't stay married to someone like you. The wedding is off. Off, I say!
What? Hold on. Calm down, baby.
At that moment, I turned back to Sasha with a reassuring smile and said, Well, that's a relief. In that case, I'll be looking forward to working with you and the vice president moving forward. Then I turned to John with a sweet smile. John glared at me, his face turning red with anger, and said,
You've ruined my entire life's big comeback plan!
Before anything more could happen, it seemed someone had called for help. Sasha's father, the CEO of Panic Collection Trading, and John's parents arrived. They immediately apologized to me. Then, just as quickly, Sasha, the vice president, and several others came to apologize to me, and then they turned to glare at John.
No! No, this is revenge! She's setting me up! Ouch! Dad, where are you taking me? Let go! Let go of me!
John's face went pale as he was pulled away by his father. I walked out of the venue with Sasha, the CEO, the vice president, several Panic Collection Trading employees, and even John's mother, who all continued to apologize to me. But as we left, we could hear John's "ah" and "ugh" agonized screams echoing from somewhere deep within the building. I couldn't help but smile at the sound. After that, the wedding was called off. Since they hadn't officially registered their marriage yet, I guess it was a blessing for Sasha. If someone like John had become her husband, her future would have been really difficult. Sasha and her parents came to our office later to apologize, and I asked them what had happened to John after the incident. Apparently, John shaved his head and was sent to one of the strictest temples in Japan, famous for its harsh training, through some family connections. Sarah's father had covered the wedding costs, but now John was working at a nearby factory late at night to repay every penny. He had no time to sleep, so he was exhausted, getting yelled at by the head monk all day long and by the factory workers at night. They said his mental state had taken quite a hit. Well, he got what he deserved. As for me, just a little before attending John and Sasha's wedding, I actually got married to Ben. Being with someone as positive as Ben makes me feel upbeat no matter what, and eating the ramen he makes always gives me so much energy. As a newlywed, I'm overflowing with happiness. Recently, Paige came over to our new place to hang out, and she mentioned something exciting. By the way, Paige, you're becoming a store manager starting tomorrow, right? Yeah, it's for the second ramen shop that Master opened. Everything's all set. I really owe it all to you, Phoebe. Thanks to you introducing me to Master, I'm about to become a ramen shop manager. Huh? I can already picture it. The first customer at Paige's new shop will totally be our grandpa. Actually, I think he's probably already in front of the store now. He already lined up since yesterday? Maybe you should tell him that he's going to make Grandma scold him again for lining up so early. Yeah, I'll send him a message. Okay, sent. Grandpa, you're way too early. Go home.
Hey, you two, the ramen's ready. The chashu on top is something I've been experimenting with again lately. I'm one step closer to becoming the ramen king.
Wow, as always, it looks amazing. I'm diving in now.
Thank you for watching! What kind of crazy people will we get to see